Hey guys, it's time for Breakthrough with Coach Lew. Coming to you live from Accelerate Life University, XLR8Life.com. Coach Lew will help you break through anything that's stopping you. Are you ready to get the motivation, the energy, the life, and all the success you really want and deserve? With no further ado, here's Coach Lew.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to Monday morning, guys, and welcome back to Breakthrough with Coach Lew. Yes, it is time to kick off your Monday. Absolutely. Are you ready to rock this morning? So I got a statement for you. Must be true because I saw it on the news, right? Do you really believe that? Do you really believe something must be true because you saw it on the news? That is a really good question. And we can use this Hurricane Milton as an example. Okay, did we see it on the news and was it true? Yes. So let me ask you the question of this. Hurricane Milton, it was slated to be the storm of the century. That's what the media was calling it, the storm of the century. It's going to come through Central Florida at a Category 5. It's going to level the state. The storm surge is going to be 117 feet. Okay, I'm embellishing a little bit on that one, but for days they had this frenzy beforehand, okay? Like 5 days of frenzy before the storm. I mean, what happened? We had closures way before landfall, economic hardships to businesses and families, stress for 5 days, people getting ill, people doing stupid crap like buying up a bunch of junk food and then going and eating it all before the storm even hit, and people having hurricane parties and getting obliterated drunk out of their minds and stuff like that. I saw the bar in our plaza. People are getting drunk and we're celebrating the hurricane, and then you're going to go drive. And then you're going to be able to handle, if there is a disaster, you're going to be able to handle it when you're so drunk or hungover you can't see straight. These are the things you've just got to, walk through and ask yourself, what was the truth here? The truth was the storm was nowhere the magnitude, thank God. I'm glad it was nowhere near the magnitude that they reported it to be. Okay, and there was damage on the coast and that. I'm not minimizing it, but I am absolutely going to tell you that in a reality here, the reality was that, businesses lost thousands and thousands of dollars by knee-jerk closures and early, okay? Wednesday, how many businesses were closed on Wednesday and there was nothing? It wasn't even slated to come in till the middle of the night on Wednesday night. Came in a little bit earlier than that, but something you closed at 9 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday for what? Oh, people had to go prepare. You should have had, at this time of year in Florida, you should have your generator. You should have your boards or whatever if you're going to board, and all that stuff already ready to go in the event you need it. Okay, don't sit there and go, oh, I gotta service my generator the day of a storm. Life Boost coffee, or even 2 days or 5 days before a storm. Make sure that sucker works, okay? Because you know what? The only time that you lose power is during a hurricane, right? Of course not. Could happen anytime, especially here in Florida. Somebody farts, the power outage happens. No, seriously. I mean, a little storm, a little rainstorm, a power outage could happen. But you should be prepared for this stuff before it comes. You shouldn't have to go, I need 3 days to prepare for a storm. What? Well, I need more toilet paper. What? How much are you going to go in a matter of 2 or 3 days? Well, you don't have power. You can't get to a store, the worst case scenario. Okay, you should always have toilet paper. You should always have paper towels. You should always have some food. You should always have water in your home. These are the things that just absolutely blow my mind about the media. So what does the media frenzy actually do? Okay, it causes excess stress. Anytime there's something going on, if it's said, if it bleeds, it leads. Okay, if there's devastation, if there's injury, if there's, violence, that leads the news, folks. Let's face it. But the truth is that creates excessive stress. You take one incident and turn it into a national ordeal that these incidents happen every day. Somebody gets in a fight. So there's a domestic, there's this, that. You take the media. What about the people who really could use some coverage? There's a lady down around the corner who shot her husband because he had beat her to death. How many times? And she finally shot him. Oh my God, and now it's a big newsworthy situation. Where was somebody to report and help her when when his death could have been averted and her injury could have been averted? Oh, it's nothing till it's newsworthy. It's not newsworthy. Same thing with the kids in captivity and stuff like that, all that garbage going on in the world. It's not newsworthy till it happens to a politician's kid or something. I'm on a little bit of a rant this morning, but there's some truth to be said here that, where's the coverage of the everyday real person? Remember the day and age when they would announce the babies on the news in the morning? Lexi had her little picture up there when she was born. They announced new births and stuff like that. You don't see that on the news anymore because that doesn't sell. People go, oh, a kid. Well, I think that's a miracle, but hey. Okay, so number two, what does a media frenzy do? And I'm not totally knocking the media. We're going to talk about the good side of the media too. It costs you financially. While you're glued to the TV, you are not growing, progressing, taking care of your business or anything else. Okay, when they have your eyes on that TV or on that clickbait or on that site for hours and hours watching this storm that's 5 days out, you never know where a storm's going 5 days out. 5 hours out and it's still coming? Yeah. I say my rule of thumb is if there's a storm out there and the news media has its place to report and it's still coming at you, pretty dead hit 12 hours out, start doing your last minute preparations. Okay. But number three, what the media frenzy does is it causes fear. Okay, and we go, well, yeah, we're scared of the storm, or we're scared of the riot, or we're scared of this. You know what it really, really turmoils and churns up is fear of your neighbor. They're a different color than I am. They're a different religion than I am. They must be coming to hurt me, or vice versa. That's one of the fears that the media stirs up way too much in this world. Then you find out, well, my neighbor's cool. They're really no different than me. We got a lot in common. We're friends now. But the media can stir things up to make it be where I'm afraid of this person because, or they must not like me because. Don't tell me the media doesn't stir that fear up, because they do. Okay, you gotta learn to use your own judgment. Okay, again, I'm going to get to a little bit of what the media is good for. Okay, it's not all bad. It creates physical and mental fatigue. When you start watching a storm, you start watching a political situation, you start watching a civil unrest situation for 5 days and you're glued to it and you're like it's happening to you. My daughter's mom used to be like that. And, she really was a news hound, and I'm not a news hound. She used to be like, you wouldn't believe what happened. Oh my God, this kid, this child, she called me up. Oh my God, kidnapping. I'm like, is our daughter okay? And it's the neighbor's kids. Well, yeah, somewhere across in California, there was a kidnapping. And I'm like, okay, I get that this is horrendous for the family going through it, but she would live it by what she saw in the news, which was very mentally and physically fatiguing. Okay, this whole watching the storm 24/7 for 5 days before it comes in, you are mentally and physically fatigued by the time it gets in, and then to have to deal with it on the reality of what you actually have to deal with, you're not even capable mentally or physically at that point of handling that because you're already fatigued out. Okay, now the way I am going to do this, I'm going to give you the good of the media. It helps you track some things, okay? And in a situation like the storm, you can click on the media once a day and go, where is this thing and what's its trajectory? Watch for 5 minutes and okay, hey, there it is. It's coming or it's not coming. Oh, good, it turned. Okay, life as usual. Okay, so how would you like to be able to do something here? I'm going to give you a little teaching moment this morning. How would you like to stay informed without falling prey to a media frenzy? Okay, there's two different things. Informed is knowing what's going on. You can't stick your head in the sand and pretend nothing's going on in the world, but you also can't live on the news stations. Okay, so how do you avoid falling for the prey to the media frenzy and just get your information? Okay, don't use a news source as a background noise at home, at your office, or in the lobby of your business. Do not have CNN, Fox, or any of them just playing throughout the day in the background. That is eating away at your mental capacity, your focus. It's downing the environment in your business or your home. Okay? That is taking the environment down. It is taking it and making it into a down and negative. There is no positive to the news. Once in a while, they'll throw a little positive. Like I say, I don't even think they put the newborns on in the morning anymore, which was a nice little, oh, cool, cute baby was born today. Okay, so don't use it as a source of background noise. Okay, that's the worst thing you can do. Number two, listen and watch the media that you can control. You're like, how do you control them? Okay, like Spotify as opposed to the news, in commercial-ridden public radio. On public radio, you're going to get bombarded with what's going on and the horrifics. On Spotify, you can tune into a podcast of something that's important to you. You can tune into the Weather Channel real quick just to check on what's going on in the weather. Although they're getting a little too news reporty too. They need to stick to the weather. So, all right, number three, find a fact-driven platform, okay, for when you do need news that delivers a no BS fashion of news. Not all the embellishment in the fluff and stuff, in the sizzle. Stick to the steak. Okay. So, for example, tracking a storm. The resources you need to know is where it's going to hit, and the time frames. You don't need footage of devastating events that were not even this storm, and of trees tipping over and people flying through the air. And last time we had a storm, 8,200 people died. And, they have no place in the reporting of the current situation. Okay, I realize you got to know, you got to figure out what's going on. But, these, and they show the same thing. The best one, though, I got to say, okay, back, what was it, last year or something, there, Ian Cantori was here reporting. It a big old chunk of palm frond came and knocked his ass over. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. He was okay, of course, which was good. He's a good guy. But he always, wham! It was like, all right, enough. It was almost like the storm's way of telling him, enough. Yeah, we've seen all we want to see of sleeting rain and waves and the same clip over and over again, the very worst you can find. Not okay, it's a storm. Yeah, we got some rain, we got some wind, but you find that one clip that makes it look like the world is over with. Okay, and I'm not totally beating on the media today, but I am kind of going, you can't get caught up in the stress and the drama of the media if you want to have a life that you're happy, you're positive, and everything else. Watching the news is not going to give you that. Okay. Number four, you're going to set a timeline for progress check-ins, like on a storm or on a situation that you do need to know about. Don't watch the impending storm or whatever 5 days out. And, we all know that it's probably going to change this, that, or the other. When it's 12 hours out from a situation, you make your final preparations. It's what you may need to do. Let's face the reality here. You should have a system in place, once again, for particular perils in your area that can activate in hours, not days. It's not going to take you 5 days to prepare for a hurricane. Okay? And of course, the real first step to all this is to decide what this really means when something comes across the media. Not the narrative that you're fed, but the true worst case scenario. In the event of a storm, yes, we could have damage. Yes. Okay. But the narrative oftentimes is that, the whole state of Florida is going to be gone, or you have a tremor in the state of California, a little earthquake, and, oh my God, well, the afterquakes could kill you, and anything could happen, but you live it. There's something that's said, and this is so true. A hero dies but one death. A coward dies 100,000 deaths. That sounds pretty harsh, right? Okay, somebody's out there getting a little snowflakey going, oh, that's mean, coach. Oh, it's the truth, though. You know what? When it was in wartime, this is where the story came from. The hero might have died at war, the same as the coward. Maybe not. Maybe they survived. But the deal was the hero went out there and knew that, okay, if I die, it's happening one time. The coward enacted in his head 100 times, 1,000 times, how many thousands of ways he could die during the process of war. He died 1,000 times. Maybe he came home and the hero didn't. But he died 1,000 times. The hero died once. That was a very impactful statement that was said to me years ago, and it really, really hit home. So in closing today, the news is not designed to educate you. It's rather to shock you into paying attention. As long as you know what it is, it's okay that if you watch it. It's attention bait. Simply, the longer you watch, the more the ratings and income goes up for the network. So they got to keep your eyeballs. They got to keep you tuned in. So take the facts, not the opinion or the sizzle of it. There are times when you do need to know what's going on around you. Okay, I'm not going to say that's not necessary or not a good thing, but just filter and minimize your exposure to it. Okay, so if you liked what we talked about today, then join me Thursday night for CLAD, Coach Lew After Dark. It's on the Coach Lew Live Media Network, and we're on Blog Talk Radio. You can catch all the shows at lew.live. Okay, it's just that simple. http://lew.live or www.lew.live. Simple. Get you to all the shows. Oh, I just love how the AI translates that. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, that was good. That was good. I'd love to see some comments on that one, y'all. Good stuff right there. But we've had a great show this morning, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the media. Let me know your thoughts and the ideas. Let me tell you, you don't have to agree with me all the time. If you agree, tell me you agree. If you don't agree, tell me why. Okay? I want to know. If there's something that you really would like us to cover on this show, send it in. If you'd like to be a guest, send it in to me. Send in a request. I would love to have you on as a guest. If you have value to add to our listeners and I can add value to you, come on down. All right. Live with faith, energy, passion. Always live your dreams. Watch how much you watch the news, would you? Tune in to me instead. Have a great day. Be blessed. I'll see you guys on the next roundabout.
Ready to take it to the next level? Tune in to XLR8Life.com for our live shows, encore presentations, life-changing courses, and live coaching with Coach Lew himself. As Coach Lew always says, live with faith, energy, love, passion, and always live your dream.